Hey guys, it's Steph here again today, and today I am back with my Summerween book tag. So I decided to do this because I had first seen the book tag on Gabby Reed's channel. And then I looked at the original person that created it, which was Little Ghost Creations. I will link both of their videos in the description below. It was such a cool tag. I ended up falling down a rabbit hole and I ended up watching like 10 or 15 people do it. So I just decided it's such a cool one. And I love everything spooky and thriller and horror. Like, give it to me. All of it. I love it all. So, what a better tag to do than the Summerween book tag right before the day before Summerween starts, which is July 2nd. So, here we go. Let's just jump right into it because there is 13 questions. I have them written down right here. First one is, what spooky reads are you most excited about in your TBR pile/list right now? So I would have to say, probably Survive the Night by Riley Sager. I'm really super excited about that. I was going to put it as my add-on for July for Book of the Month, but I decided not to, and now I sort of regret not doing it. So I think I'm going to go ahead and buy it from Amazon because it does come out soon. But I love Riley Sager, like anything Riley Sager. I also am really, really, really excited to read The Maidens by Alex Michaelides because I loved The Silent Patient. Like, that was my number one top read for last year. Like, loved it so much. And I would probably say the next thing that I'm super excited to read is My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. I sort of got turned on to that book recently because of Gabby. Honestly, she gives me a lot of recommendations that I love. And I currently am excited to read The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. I'm actually reading that as part of Summerween, so I'm finally going to knock that off of my list. So, next question is, what is your favorite revenge novel? Okay, so I don't really read a lot of, like, revenge stuff that I can think right off the top of my head. The only thing I can think of is the book Blanky by Keelan Patrick Burke. It's a really, really short story about a malevolent blanket. Well, you think it's about a malevolent blanket. I can't really get into much detail, but the whole story makes you sort of think that a witch has put a spell on this blanket, and now this blanket is taking revenge on people that have wronged the witch, but that is not correct. That is not correct. But that's about the only book that I could think of where there was even, like, sort of a revenge aspect. Because I really don't read that kind of stuff. So, excuse me. What's a horror or thriller/crime book you wish you could experience for the first time again? That would have to be The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it, but I loved this book. Like, hands down, absolutely love this book. I loved the storyline. I read this entire book in 2 sittings. I literally read like half of it, and then I did not want to put it down, but I had to go to sleep. And I ended up finishing it literally the next morning. The one chapter that holds the plot twist, I had to read like 3 or 4 times before my mind grasp what I just read. So it was absolutely phenomenal. I wish I could read it again and experience the first time. The next book that I would say possibly would be No Exit by Taylor Adams. Loved that book so much. I love those kind of books with, people going missing and kidnapping and stuff. It was so great. Number 4. Sucks to suck. You were just given a handful of your least favorite candy, the ones not even your siblings or friends will trade for. What candy is it, and what spooky book did you want to love, but it disappointed you? So, What candy would it be? I really, really don't like those, like, Mary Jane bars. Do not like those, and I do not like licorice of any kind, so, like, not even red vines or anything like that. Don't like those at all. Um, and what spooky book did you want to love but disappointed you? I would have to say Doctor Sleep by Stephen King. I went into this book super excited to read it because obviously The Shining is phenomenal, and like I started reading about it and started seeing the trailer for the movie and things, and I thought what a better time to read it. But this was just really disappointing to me. It was just not what I expected, I guess, based upon some of the aspects of the blurb and reviews that I've read about it. So I think I just hyped it up too much because it is a very well written book, of course, because like there really isn't a such thing as a bad Stephen King novel. But I'm just saying, it's like I think I put too much thought and built this book up so much, and it just wasn't. It didn't live up to my expectations. So that's sort of why it disappointed me. Time to put on your costume. If you could exist in one spooky novel, which one would it be, and who would your best friend be? Ooh, I would have to say A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I just thought that I would be really cool to live in that sort of town suburb, and the main character Pip would make such a cool best friend because like she's super intuitive, and she really, really, really took the time to research this, so like the murders and stuff, so like I feel like she'd be a really cool best friend. The next one is, what's your favorite haunted house book or TV show? So I actually have two. The first one everybody has kind of said, but like for good reason, is The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. I have read the book. The book was a little disappointing to me, but I still loved it. It's definitely like a classic that you should read. But after watching the TV show, this was a little bit disappointing, but it was great. The freaking series on Netflix was phenomenal. Like, I want more of it. I want another season. I want it all. The next one would have to be The Turn of the Screw by Henry James. So if you guys did not know this, but The Turn of the Screw is actually very closely related to The Turning, the movie The Turning, and The Haunting of Bly Manor. So just a heads up, if you have not watched The Haunting of Bly Manor, it really, really, really closely resembles The Turn of the Screw. So I definitely highly recommend that you read that if you want to watch The Haunting of Bly Manor or the movie The Turning. Great. Next question is the food question. You can only pick one from each category. Would you rather? A, chocolate or sour candy? Definitely sour candy. I love sour Skittles. I love sour watermelons and those Airhead rope things. Those are great. And I'm not a big chocolate person. I'm actually slightly allergic to cocoa, so I can't really eat anything that was made with real cocoa in it. So that kind of turns me off from chocolate. Coffee or tea? I hate coffee. Like, I literally cannot stand the smell of it brewing. I don't like the taste of it, so I drink me some tea. I drink it with milk. I love milk in my tea. My absolute favorite thing to drink is a matcha green tea latte. Apple or pumpkin pie? I would have to say pumpkin pie. I love anything pumpkin. Like, I'm what everybody calls a basic white girl. Like, I love pumpkin. Fall's my favorite season because of everything pumpkin spice. I love it. 8. Show us your favorite book with a witch or a woman who gets screwed over by society and the patriarchy. The only book I have that I loved is How to Hang a Witch by Adriana Mather. So this woman here, she moved to Salem, Massachusetts. And of course, we all know Salem, Massachusetts is where the witch trials took place. And of course it would be tough for anybody to like move during middle of the year. But her grandfather was the one putting the accused witches to trial in Salem. And her reputation, like her family's reputation, precedes her, I guess. And obviously she's like targeted, and they bully her and like try to make her responsible for stuff that her ancestors did and stuff like that. So it's a really great book, and obviously it's like she's being judged for what her family did, and you know, that's like society. So next question is which book on your shelves or audiobook library has the scariest book cover? I really don't know. I don't know. That one's really hard. I don't really have any like scary covers. I would say maybe the Mothman legend book that I read, because it has a picture of Mothman on the front of it and he is super terrifying looking. That's probably what I would say for that one. It's Summerween and it's hot outside. What books do you recommend that give off summer vibes? Think of lakes, cabins, beaches, etc. I would say Every Value Break by Peter Swanson. Obviously it's about they're on an island for like their honeymoon. Another one I would say is maybe The House at the Bottom of the Lake. That one's pretty good. What else? I don't really read like seasonal books. That's probably what I would say, those two. You and your friends are exploring a well-known haunted house. You get separated and suddenly you hear screams coming from somewhere upstairs. You run into the next room and find two of your friends. Which two fictional characters are they? First one I would say, and this one's probably a controversy, the first one I would say would be Pennywise. I am obsessed with Pennywise. And I just think he would be a cool friend to have, because, like, you know, he eats people and things and knows what people's biggest fears are. Like, could you imagine being able to fight somebody by knowing their fears and not even really having to do much heavy lifting? If you needed to get back at them for something, you could just say they're afraid of spiders, you could just throw a spider in front of them. I don't know. I think it would be really cool for him to be your friend. So I would definitely say Pennywise as one of my friends. And the next one, I don't know. No, the next one, maybe, maybe, I don't know. I would just say, maybe Bill from It Too. Bill would probably be a really good person to be best friend. Trick or Treat. Stephen King, H.P. Lovecraft, Mary Shelley, and Shirley Jackson are at your front door. Who do you give the best and biggest candy bar to? I would have to say Mary Shelley, because I absolutely love Frankenstein. It is my favorite classic book. And I love the TV shows about her. There's one called Mary. There's one about Mary Shelley. The Frankenstein Chronicles talks about Mary Shelley all the time. So love it so much. I would definitely probably give it to her. And then probably Stephen King, because he's like the king of horror. Like, duh. Who wouldn't give him the candy? You know, love it so much. Then the last question is, what is your favorite spooky book to movie adaptation where both of them are good? I would have to say, for this one, I would have to say The Shining. Because obviously, the book is phenomenal and the movie is phenomenal. So I would say both of these books definitely, or both of these, the book and the movie definitely hold their own. and I do highly recommend to watch them both. The next thing, oh, and I did have another book that I was really excited to read for question number 1. I forgot all about it, was If It Bleeds by Stephen King. I've had this since it came out. I literally pre-ordered it. But I love it so much because the um the book okay, so here's the blurb on the back. In January of 2021, so like it takes place this year. I'm just super excited to read it. But anyways, that's besides the point. But yeah, another movie, I would have to say A Woman in the Window too. That is a really good book, and that was a really good movie, so that's probably another one. But yeah, so this is the end of the tag, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoy these kind of videos, please give my video a thumbs up and comment below. If you did this, I would love to watch it. Also, don't forget to join Gabby and Olivia and all of us for Summerween starting July 2nd through July 8th. I know I'm excited. So if you guys, again, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!